Hello, good morning. We are now in Science 9 Physics and we are going to discuss on the generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity. As you can see in the image, we have numbers indicating the steps on how this happened. Now for the generation of electricity, the power plants use heat for water to boil. In the boiler, water is heated to produce high pressure steam. Heat is then removed to lower the pressure in the condenser. Steam then moves from the high pressure to the lower pressure condenser. As water boils, it expands and it moves the turbines, which in turn powers a generator to produce electrical energy. The pump feeds the water back into the boiler to begin the cycle again. We have different types of power plants. This includes wind power plant, solar power plant, hydroelectric power plant, nuclear power plant, tidal power plant, natural gas power plant, thermoelectric coal power plant. The thermoelectric power plants, these burn non-renewable resources such as oil, coal, natural gas, and fossil to produce the steam. Example of coal power plants are the Calaca power plant in Calaca, Batangas, and Maribeles power plants in Maribeles, Bataan. The Santa Rita power plant in Batangas is natural gas powered, while Baugang diesel power plant in Bawang, La Union is diesel powered. However, thermoelectric power plants pose serious environmental concern. They emit many greenhouse gases and pollutants in the air that causes pollution. The next is the geothermal power plants. They use energy from the depths of the earth to produce electricity. Heat then is produced from the natural breakdown of uranium and other radioactive elements inside earth power turbines. Geothermal power plants do not pollute or produce harmful waste because they rely on natural process. However, heat production is not always consistent. The Palimpinon geothermal power plant in Valencia Negros Oriental is an example of geothermal power plant, while in Bicol there is Tiwi geothermal in Albay. And solar power plants. These use sunlight reflected by fields of large mirrors to concentrate to a tank of molten salt to produce steam. Those mirrors are made up of photovoltaic cells and are controlled by computers so they can track the sun throughout. However, since sunlight is a variable energy to do weather variables, heat production is not also consistent, similar to geothermal power plants. The Calatagan solar power plant in Calatagan and Balayan, Batangas, and Canatuan solar power plants are examples of solar-powered power plants. The next to that is the hydroelectric power plants. These use water pressure to turn turbine blades directly. The energy in falling water is used by water turbines to power the generator. Since these power plants are also powered by sun to drive the water cycle that fills the need reservoir, they are clean and expensive source of energy. For the hydroelectric power plants, disadvantage: large amounts of land must be submerged under reservoir, which have ecological repercussions. The Agos power plants in Lanao del Sur and Lanao del Norte, as well as the Benga Dam in Itogon, Benguet, are examples of hydroelectric power plants. Wind farms power plants. Wind farms use airflow to move propeller blades, which in turn generates electricity. It is also powered by sun, since wind is a result of the uneven heating of Earth. The Pililia wind farm is an example of a wind-powered power plant. Nuclear power plants. The most controversial among all alternatives is the nuclear power plant. A nuclear power plant uses heat released from uranium nuclear fission to create steam. Although it does not emit pollutants, and only a small amount of fuel can produce a large amount of energy, uranium is not renewable. Now, how electricity now is transferred or transmitted from a power plant? During this stage, the electricity generation, high voltage of electricity is produced. Electricity is transmitted after, and then electricity transmission links, electricity generation, and electricity consumption. Electrical energy produced in the generator is carried from the power plants to homes through electrical lines called transmission lines, as you can see in the image. Transmission lines are constructed overhead electrical towers or underground. They carry electricity at high voltage from the power plant to a substation. At this stage, the substation's voltage is reduced. Distribution companies such as Casoreco bring electricity to your home. Transmission lines are constructed overhead electrical towers or underground. They carry electricity at high voltage from the power plant to a substation. Voltage coming from pole transformers or transformer boxes, if underground, is lowered between 120 to 240 volts as electricity enters. Transmission and distribution of electricity to home includes the following steps. Step 1. Power plants generate electricity. Power plants generate electricity from different sources. In the Philippines, most of our power supply comes from the coal power plant. Second step, transformers step up voltage for transmission. The current generated from power plants is sent through transformers that is designed to increase voltage, called a step-up transformer. Then on the step 3, transmission lines carry electricity in long distances. Transmission is the movement of electricity from a generating site to a substation where it is distributed to households. Step 4, neighborhood transformers step down voltage. A step-down transformer lowers the voltage in distribution sites. The voltage is lower in preparation for distribution to household. Distribution can be considered as the final stage of electricity delivery to the. For the step 6, pole transformers step down electricity before it enters house. Pole step-down transformers further reduce voltage before it enters your house. This is done to ensure that only 240 volts goes into your homes, though it is still dangerous when in contact to human and animals. That ends our presentation. Good morning once again. Thank you.